Sports Live is brought to you by All In CDO Training, the future of commercial driving. Earn your Class A and Class B license and endorsements with courses online and in person in the city of Long Beach. Call or visit the website 909-708-4861, www.allincdotraining.com. If you're unemployed, underemployed, or just want to change a career, scholarships are available, so don't worry about the cost. Give them a call. All In CDO Training, the future of commercial driving. AC Sports Live is also brought to you by Mood Swing Apparel, DEM Clothing. Dominate every matchup, period. Check them out, Mood Swing Apparel on Instagram. AC Sports Live is also brought to you by Cannon Nation Boxing. If you want to learn the sweet science of boxing, or if you just want to get a real good workout in, working out and training with pros, check out CannonNationBoxing.com and become the best version of yourself today.
He ain't never slumber, never put him to the test. He be reigning king forever, resurrected after death. All praise to God, brother, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, all praise to the one.
Yes, sir.
Says 1, 2. Here we are in AC Senior Day 3-3, March 3rd, 2026. OG AC, my pops, his birthday is today. Rest well, Philly. Big Philly Day. Love to hear it. AC Sports Live on another Tuesday night. I should be joined by AC2 in a little bit, so I'll keep it rolling. Tonight's show, I want to start off by putting in the chat a fundraiser. My good buddy Chris Alexander's daughter is going to Ghana, and she has a GoFundMe. If you want to help out with that, I'll put it in the comments. So if anybody wants to help a fellow Bruin, you can do that. Always good to help the youth, man. She's actually at UCLA now, and she's gonna do big things. Mooley's daughter, put some money on her books. Meantime, tonight's show brought to us by All In CDL Training, the future of commercial driving. Big things are happening, man. Still not too late to start your New Year's resolution. Rubio's in here. It's showtime. Papo's in here. What's up, Pop? Come by and see those kids, man. I just got in the gym with them, getting them going. Partnering up with Sideline Sports. Once again, AC Sports Live, partnering up with Sideline Sports, making this thing legit. And taking over, re-establishing our mental health push. Men's mental health, we want to talk about it. We want to make every man that listens to sports talk radio, podcasts, ESPN, whatever you like to watch, athletes, young athletes, since you don't get any love when it comes to mental health because you're supposed to be so tough and macho. Sideline Sports, Rubio Method, AC Sports Live, The Ride with Chevy and Nasty, Sideline Sports Show. We care. If nobody else cares, we care. Because we all have to go through it, man. Especially former athletes. Got to go through the transitions. You got to go through the ups and downs. So it's important to know you got a place, a safe space that you can hang with your fellas and talk, even if it's a little bit of trash about what's going on in sports. Dr. Frazier's in the building. What's up, my brother? Yeah, Popo, the cat's out the bag, man. They done got Mr. Cobbs to come out the classroom and coach once again. And I'll tell a story at the end of the show how this all came about. So, I'm the new head football coach at Norwalk High School. So it's a beautiful thing. We had him in the weight room this morning at 6. I'm going to have him on the field tomorrow afternoon. Shout out to Rubio Method, who is also Rubio long snapping, and Chris Saylor kicking. I hope to send a couple kickers and a couple snappers to the camp in West Covina in a few weeks, because that's the best place to be if you're a student athlete looking to become a college athlete. If you can snap the football, if you can kick the football, there's a spot for you on a team in this country. But you have to be able to show your skills, and the best teacher of those skills, from my experience, is Rubio and Saylor. So that camp in West Covina is going to be a must in SoCal. So can't wait to see it. Tonight's show, I have kind of a slate, almost a slate. It's covered up. You see it says anime characters. But the NFL Combine has come to a close, and we're seeing some of the craziest numbers we've ever seen. I'm going to wait till AC2 hops on and talk about that, because we've been talking about combines and drills. I introduced my kids to the combine drills this morning. I'm actually going to put them through a short combine on Friday. And what is it? It's simply a test to show measurables. It's not to show if you can play ball. Even the part where you do your skills. It's still a controlled environment. It's not the organized chaos as a real game would present, but it's still a part of the game. So I make it a point. You might have seen a TikTok video or a YouTube short of me saying I've always encouraged my kids to do the combine drills more often than they need to. And it's another secret weapon that we had at Long Beach Poly when we were coming up, is that Coach Norford would have pros and college kids come work out with us when we do our combine drills. So not only were we getting ready for the pros, but we were working out with older guys who showed us the standard was very high. And Coach Norford always tell us we don't lower our standard for anyone. So when we got to college, we had a higher standard when it came to work ethic and preparing for the pros. Same thing here. You're seeing all these times, all these vertical jump records and 40-yard dash records crumble. And I expressed this to my son as we watched them, guys running 4.3, quarterbacks jumping 42 inches, and it's preparation. Now guys are getting speed coaches and explosiveness coaches to get them ready for the combine, because it can make you or break you. Now you might still get drafted, but if you go to the combine having all this film and this name and stature, and then you perform well, like there are some guys who really, really helped themselves, and others who did not. So there's a USC receiver named Mekhi Lemon, local kid, went to Los Al. Won the Biletnikoff Award as the nation's best receiver. But he had a very interesting combine. Besides the numbers, my man went to the podium and acted really suspicious and sinister. And he just looked some kind of way. Now, I don't think it's going to just, it's not gonna affect his draft. I think he's still a first round pick because he's not a quarterback and he's not under the same scrutiny as a Shedeur Sanders. But as a wide receiver, you're allowed to be a little bit weird. You're allowed to be a diva, as they say. Of course, we heard that he says I model my game after Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I can see that. He's a tough-nosed receiver that catches the ball in traffic. He's not afraid of contact. But I don't get the demon mode character that he was trying to give, as the young girls say, giving. He was giving somebody that was possessed, but he didn't say anything that was, outright outlandish or wrong. He just gave it in a way that makes you wonder, was he high? Was he possessed? Or outright uncomfortable in that situation? There was another young man who had a stuttering problem from Texas A&M, but he became a good story. This here should not be something that takes away from the football player that he is. Again, being a local kid from Los Al up the street, and became very, very good at USC, became receiver number 1 over a boatload of 5-star recruits. And he worked for it. He put the work in. But why would he go to the NFL Combine and act like this? And I don't think this one right here is not a race thing. Most things are. I think this one here was a spirit thing. You start thinking about what would possess him to act in that manner in that moment. He didn't have to. He could just went there and says, I don't want to be all fake up in here. Instead, he put on a persona, gave an answer, and he couldn't really contain his spirit or what he wanted to portray. Now, looking back at it, I'm pretty sure he and his boys will laugh and say, man, you was tripping, man. What was going on? He was like, man, I don't even know. But luckily, he's not a quarterback. And lucky his last name is not Sanders. So he should be all right. But I just thought it was really, really interesting that he would do that. And because I know he has a great family. I know he had good coaching. I'm not sure if he had good preparation for how to make sure he gets all his money by acting a certain way when it's time to get the money. Don't go extra left. If you didn't see it, I think I have a clip. And then comedian Lou Young thought he'd do an impression of it. Let's see if we can't pull that up.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, type of grit he plays with, type of way he can have a positive impact, on the team without the ball in his hands.
Who's one NFL player you model your game after or look up to?
Lou Young wrong for this, man.
Ooh, that's a tough one too. I'd probably say Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know what I mean? The way he able to lead by example, do it on and off the field. With the ball, without the ball. That's the type of impact I want to have. And just the way he dominate, his impact, his presence. I think that's what I bring to the field. I know that's what I bring to the game.
Yeah, man. Lou Young and Spice Adams. If you do anything out of pocket, they gonna get you, man. They gonna get you. So hopefully they don't, blackball him and say he's not worth drafting high because he might come in with an issue. You don't want that. I think that happened to Deshaun Jackson. Somebody said something about immaturity or something like that, and he dropped out the first round. And the Eagles picked him up in the second round and still becomes a Hall of Fame wide receiver. Mekhi Lemon might drop a few picks. because somebody might Brian Daboll and say he bombed the interviews. I wouldn't say he bombed it. I'll say he just made everybody's eyebrow go up. What is going on here? Now we have to interview him again and see what's up with that. Maybe he didn't like the reporter that was asking the question. Maybe he knew from the past that this person already said some crazy stuff in the past in the media, and he really don't want to give an answer, but he had to because he was on Front Street at the Combine. We'll never know. I just thought it was really interesting. What are you doing? It's time to get paid. Line up, get the money, and then get to your podcast and say what you need to say. In other USC news, go Bruins. Not sure if you saw this. USC has, kicked him off the team? Removed a player off the team? Let's see if I have that image that tells me the story. So, Chad Baker Mazara. Chad Baker Mazara was dismissed from the USC men's basketball team yesterday after an internal investigation determined he falsified his birth certificate. An anonymous tip reportedly suggests that the Dominican native is actually 32 years old and a father of 4 children. If lying on your resume was a person, but then I started thinking, where's the crime here? That he said he wasn't 32, that he claimed he didn't have any kids, or was he a professional and is claiming to be a kid? We need more context, because it's not a crime to be old if you start late. Now, if you start at 18 and you somehow get, in this case, you know what I'm saying, that many years, because we're already seeing kids get 9 years, so you figure a kid is 27 if he gets 9 years out of high school, and you add 5 more, so he's 14 years out of high school and he's still playing college ball. Still not a crime if you start JC ball at 30, say 29, for whatever reason you did not play any college ball and you start that late. You could have 4 kids and be 32. I told that to Petey Green this morning. He showed me the story, my man Pete. I said, well, there are guys who were playing with my son who were 26. Matter of fact, they told my son he might get his years back. He's going to be playing till he's 28. He's going to be an 18-year-old kid playing against a 28-year-old. You got a grown football player, a grown professional football player playing against kids. So in this case, Chad Baker Mazara, maybe he just didn't know. Maybe he just didn't know how old he was. That's the going joke from people from Mississippi. Older than 80 years old, they don't know how old they are because those documents weren't really accessible. So what if my man Chad Baker Mazara had to make something up on the spot and they did an internal investigation of my man and dismissed him from the team and let him play? Ain't nobody tripping off that. They letting pros come back to college, right? Keep that same energy. Yeah, I lied on my resume. I'm not 24, I'm 32. And that is not my nephew, that's my son. That is not my sister, that is my wife right there. Let that man play ball, man. Y'all letting everything else go. Trinidad Chandler's got his years back. Don't make me pop on a Tender Love report. We got guys falsifying highlight tapes. We got states trying to turn down taxes to NIL deals. It's the wild, wild west. Let this man play basketball at 32 years old. If he can get on the court, if he looks, does he look like a college kid? He looks young. Let that man play, man. It ain't like he ain't Larry Johnson out there. He ain't out there just tearing down rims. I think it's kind of hypocritical that you're gonna say this man can't play because he falsified his birth certificate. Maybe he didn't have one. Maybe he just made one on Photoshop. Let that man eat, man. They gonna take away his NIL too? Hypocrites, man. The NCAA are a bunch of hypocrites. They should stand up for my man. They should protest on his behalf. Let that man play ball, man. Ain't nobody tripping off that. And I'm a Bruin, and I think he should play. Meanwhile, did the Bruins save Nick Cronin's job by playing a couple of good games? If we missed the tournament, I think it's time. We need to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament to save this man's job. I get it, man. If you're a little guy, you 5'6" or whatever, and you just an angry dude all the time, because that's what the persona you have to give off to get respect and to show you are about your business. That stuff get old, man. At some point, you just need to coach. Speaking of coach, my Sixers lost by 50. It's time for Nick Nurse to go too. I normally don't come for nobody's job. I think it's not right to go for people's job. But if you ain't doing a good job and you're living off of one championship, like Doc Rivers and Nick Nurse, and the team is playing like don't know how to play, and you using up some good young talent, as my Sixers are, it might be time to think about change, because it's not working. The process, I think it's time to put a period on the process. It ain't happening. It ain't working. It ain't even working. This post came up. It's an opinion post. Who would you rather be? And the sports talk group that I'm in, I think it's Sports Unlimited, and they say anybody in this group that picks Robert Ory has some brain cells missing. It's flat out 5150, need to be checked out. Need to have an IEP meeting. Need to be retested. Need to have your IQ measured if you don't pick $411 million, no rings, over $54 million, and 7 rings. My response to this, I would take the $411 million. But I would not have a career as lackluster as James Harden. Yes, he has an MVP. But in the stat munching generation, his MVP is just about as valuable as Steve Nash's and Russell Westbrook's. Like, you got MVP, but I don't even know if your contemporaries would say you were the best player in the league. He just happened to have a triple-double for the season. So James Harden is the one who said, I don't get paid to play defense. So his career is a Hall of Fame career, but it is one that is not going to be revered in the lore of NBA basketball. In fact, I think his career might be marred because he was one of those step back dudes who would turn the gather step into a mockery of traveling and what traveling is. In the sanctity of the game, your third step on the gather on the layup or dunk was the furthest we could go. Instead, these guys began to do step backs, double step backs, side steps, drawing fouls, going through the hole super slow, just getting body and flopping. So I'd take their 400 million, but I'd play some defense. And I wouldn't travel and flop. I would play a different brand of ball. Now, a different brand of ball might not get me $400 million on a losing career. But I think there's another way of doing it, man. Like, you don't have to be a champion. But like Ray Lewis said, effort is something you can control. Not playing defense your entire career intentionally is something I can't rock with. Now, the money part, of course, you would imagine turning down that significant amount of money if you say, give me the 7 rings with Robert Horry, and I can walk around saying, hey, I got 7 rings. My $54 million, did I invest it properly? Am I a household name? Does everybody rock with Robert Horry as Big Shot Bob? What's important to you? Dr. Frazier said, and T. Lue. Yeah, T. Lue still living off that LeBron championship that he didn't coach in. That LeBron coached that team. They should just put LeBron down as player coach, like Bill Russell. So yeah, everybody's gonna take the 400 million, but I think the manner in which you got that money says a lot about you. Just being joined now by AC2, who just pulled up. Good evening, sir. I see you eating. Do you need some time in the green room? Or are you ready to rock? All right. He's muted. Let's get him going. Mic is on. When you're ready to rock. Yeah. LA Knight. Yeah.
LA Knight.
All right, man. So before we move on any further, my first topic was Makai Lemon and his mysterious activity at the Combine. And you're in that age group.
Yeah.
Super duper Gen Z. Next millennial guys. Next generation guys. What in the world could he have been thinking to act in that manner with the microphone in his face and the cameras of the entire NFL on him? GMs judging him. Owners judging him. What would cause a young fella like that to act in that manner?
I think he didn't mean any harm by it. It just came off the wrong way. He was trying to come off as an aggressive, nobody can stop me, I have so much confidence in my athletic ability type of receiver. It just came off as what's the word I'm looking for? Just very arrogant. I don't think that's what Makai Lemon had intended. You see guys like Jimmy Horn Jr. and just the confidence when he got his draft call and he was like, I'm ready right now. Like the dudes, they like to do stuff like that. They like to show that confidence, especially at the wideout position. Those guys always like to exude confidence amongst themselves. So I think that's what Makai Lemon was trying to go about. I don't think he delivered it the right way, but I see what he was intending to do. And I know it's going to come back and haunt him. It won't really have any effect of him leaving the first round, but it probably drop him down a few picks. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just showing my age, but I'm like, man, what is that? Like I said earlier in the show, before you hopped on, it's kind of like there's a way to be confident and, sure about questions like, do you tend to prove everybody wrong? He said, "No, I'm here to prove myself right." I don't know, man. Again, it shouldn't affect him drastically, but you open up the door for a couple of teams to say no, thank you.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It'll be their loss, though. He's a baller, so we ain't worried about that too much. But yeah, I thought it'd be interesting. Also, talked about the USC basketball player who they found out was 32 years old with 4 kids. And then I started rethinking it, and I was like, well, so what? He's 32. It ain't like he out there tearing down rims. He's a ball player. He's thin. Again, you're a college player. Do you care if somebody's 32 years old? As long as he's playing within the rules of the game, and he ain't a play pro yet. It's not like he's Kevin Durant and he went back to college. This kid from the Dominican Republic, whatever age he put on his paperwork, was not his age. And who started the investigation? That's interesting too. But how do you feel when you see a story like that? A guy that just wants to play ball and falsifies his age.
I don't see nothing wrong with it, honestly. I think at the school I'm heading to, I think there's a guy in my position room that's about 29 years old. So it's like a lot of guys are just going about finishing their college careers the way they want to, doing sports that they know that they could still participate in while they still can. And I respect that. I don't have no problem with that. I love when people make the decision to live with no regrets. So yeah, that's my answer on that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I also believe it's hypocritical of the NCAA to say this is something we're going to throw a red flag at, when everything else is okay and fair to do. So the most recent item of, I would say, tender love. Do I need to throw the tender love on? Is it time? Is it too soon?
Why not? Why not?
It's never too soon. All right. Tender love. The state of Mississippi. This one's sent to me by Chris Rubio. He's always sending me little tidbits of information that might be tender love. So this segment of Tender Love is brought to us by Rubio Method and Rubio Long Snapping.
Appreciate you, Rubio.
All right. So the story is NIL taxes. The state of Mississippi is working to make NIL money tax exempt to gain a recruiting advantage for their schools over other states. Mississippi House passed a no tax on NIL money bill to make playing in the state more enticing.
Okay.
Is Mississippi playing or what? Are they messing around? Is that tender love? So
all I know is are you about to see a whole lot of guys committed to Ole Miss?
Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Who else is in Mississippi? Jackson State? Is Jackson State in Mississippi? Or is that Louisiana?
Yeah, all them.
Is Jackson State?
Them Mississippi schools.
Where's Jackson State? Is that Mississippi or Louisiana? Any school in Mississippi gonna have the advantage. But it's copycat though. I can see other states doing the same. My joke to Rube was, I gotta choose between football and to have our streets pavement smoothed out, the potholes removed. Give me football. We want to beat Bama.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the people selected. We want NIL to be tax-free. A second tender love. And you are, again, a kid that just left the portal, found a spot. Would you ever post a fake AI highlight to get recruited?
Nah, man.
That's the.
Yeah, I heard about that. A lot of guys are putting like AI clips, thinking the coach won't notice. me, I just don't have the integrity to go about doing something like that. Also, I want coaches to recruit me off of my sheer athletic ability. I want them to think that there's nothing I can't do. And I also want them to, at the same time, respect what I can do. So it's like, I don't want nothing I have to be a facade, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. I once lost a temp job when I was in between careers. I said I can do PowerPoint presentations. And I had to do a PowerPoint presentation for the temp job that I was at. And I did not have the speed. I knew how to do it, I didn't know how to do it fast. And you imagine back in the day, we didn't have the ability to make things as fast as we do now. So the person that was over the internship, or not the internship, but the temp job said, hey, you can go home because your skill set is not what the temp job required. So it's so important to be who you say you are. I got the prudent patron says you don't see anything wrong with falsifying paperwork. Of course you see something wrong with falsifying paperwork. I'm just saying right now, with all the corruption around us, from administration to college athletics, to local government, to local schools, to your job, people are trying to make it. So is it right? No, it's wrong to lie at any point in time. But I'm thinking, okay, the young man gave you the wrong age to play ball. Slap him on the hand and suspend him, but don't end his chance of getting an education. See if there's a language gap, something going on here. Why would he do that? So he can. Now I know there's, severe cases of it, and then there are cases like this where he's Dominican. And do we know if he has legitimate birth certificates? So that's why it's a little bit different. Of course we think falsifying is wrong, Mr. Prudent. Okay, buddy. BT in the house. Hey, man. BT's track program, man. You train with Coach BT, Alex. Them jokers ran a 40.02. And I don't think anybody's 16 yet in that 4x1.
They're going to be good for a long time.
They're going to be good for a long time. Now, BT, can you keep them all on campus? Or are they going to be poached with a little bag to come somewhere and be the guy? That's a thought process now. Even I got to think about that as I embark on the head coaching position. How do I keep my kids happy? All of them. When there's only one ball. In track, there's a 4x1, but there's only one 100-meter champion. There are how many spots can one team send to the 100-meter state championship? Is there a limit? If not, they all got the times to qualify. You have an all-Servite 100-meter dash. Be crazy. Floyd Mayweather's coming out of retirement, man. And he's supposed to be fighting everybody.
Allegedly.
Floyd returns to boxing in April against Mike Tyson.
Interesting.
June, he's fighting against, I'm not even sure who that is. But in September, he's going to fight against Manny Pacquiao.
That's a lot of fight for you.
I mean, well, guess what? It's going to be a dance. It's going to be a money grab each time.
Are they exhibition?
Word on the street, they're real fights, sanctioned fights that count towards their records. Floyd being 50-0, not counting his exhibitions, but these are all licensed fighters.
Okay.
So he's going for 53-0. Word on the street is that he needs the money. I thought he had more money than the bank. I thought he had more money than the IRS.
Big spender.
Big spender and not keeping an eye on everybody involved in his money practices. So if he fought these 3 fights, brings home, I don't know if he can get $100 million for fighting Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's gonna be 60 something years old. Mike is 60, man. I'm 52 and I don't even want to spar anymore. I'm good. I did it a few times when I was 50. Shout out to Brandon Adams. He popped me in the eye one time and I said, I'm good. No more. I might go in there. We just touching up. We're not hitting. We just touching up bodies. Okay, but I have no desire to get in there. Mike Tyson was 58 when he fought against Jake Paul. And we were all afraid for his life after the 3rd round. He could have got Jake Paul in the first 2, but he kept biting his thumb because it probably said in the contract, don't hit him with the left hook. What are they going to say with Floyd? Floyd is small. Floyd is what, 5'8", walking around 150? Lightweight versus heavyweight. I would watch the Pacquiao fight with a little bit more intent. But as a lay boxing fan yourself, what do you think when you see this type of play in your face boxing card? Floyd, April, June, and September in the same year. What do you take? Are you gonna watch it or are you just gonna let it happen?
It's really gonna be depends on how I'm feeling type of occasion, day by day type thing. Like, I'm not gonna sit, wait up, and watch the pre-fight weigh-ins and all that. I'm not gonna be tuned in like that. I'll probably catch it if I can catch it on some sort of special site. I'm not paying no money to watch these pay-per-views. Believe that. But yeah, it's just I respect it. Go get your money. 3 fights in 1 year is crazy. I'm surprised they're not exhibition. But yeah, we'll see.
It's Netflix though. I think it's gonna be Netflix, so the money's guaranteed. How is Netflix paying all these dudes all this money, man? I have no idea.
Netflix has money to burn.
I only pay what, $15 a month? Everybody's paying $15 a month. That's paying everybody, or is it the advertisers? I don't see any advertisers because Netflix picked up wrestling.
Money.
Netflix picked up boxing and UFC.
Money.
But then they have their very own original movies that don't go to theaters. So is this all of subscription money?
That's only one part of it.
We got to do an investigation to see what's going on. Like, how in the world has Netflix taken over the entire industry? Next, they're going to get the NBA, the NFL.
I don't see why not.
It's crazy, man. BT said it's a hard task. I think he's talking about keeping everybody happy. You know, it's part of it. Rodney Sauce said, man, you know you're older than that. Nah, fam. You are older than that. Rodney Sauce is grandpa OG number 1. He is Morgan Freeman old. Like, I've known Rodney. First time I met Rodney, he was old. And then I grew up a little more. He was still getting older. And then when I got old, so I can't even imagine how old Rodney Saucier is. Dr. Frazier said you have to start looking at their age and how much money they can make in this process. They're all going to get paid. Dr. Frazier said it's free. I'll watch. I think that's my take. It's on Netflix. I pay for Netflix. I'm going to watch it. So the days of pay-per-view might be over with. I spoke on this before you hopped on, and it's a matter of money and legacy. Robert Horry has 7 rings.
Okay.
James Harden has none. And the question was, whose career would you rather have? Robert Ory, 53 million over his career, or 411 million. Robert Ory, no championships.
I'd rather be Robert Horry than James Harden because I like to win. I just know that that's me personally. There's people. It depends on what you value. Do you value money? You value respect? You value winning, like stuff like that. I know I'm a winning type of person. Money's gonna come, but the main thing that I want to do is I want to win whenever I'm playing a certain sport. So I know 7 championships is so much better than $400 million in my eyes, because 53 million, that's plenty enough to be set for life. I don't need insane generational money. I just need enough to set up me, my family, my kids, possibly maybe my grandchildren as well. But I just want to win. I don't really care for like insane generational numbers when it comes to like salaries.
When you think about it in those terms, you make a lot of sense. Now, everybody in the sports talk group, including myself, said give me 411 million every day of the week. But when you put it like that, 54 million, if I live 50 years after I make it to the league and I spend $1 million a year, I'm straight. But it's not generational wealth. That's not enough money to not work ever again. The way you live, as far as your lifestyle is concerned, I'm pretty sure you would have bought, a place to stay, transportation, and a lifestyle for your family to live a certain way. But you would have to be working at 411 million. You could create so many different opportunities for a lot of people. My take was, give me the 411, but I would play differently. I wouldn't have played like James Harden. As magnificent of a scorer James Harden was in this generation, he's the one who brought that step back gather that has ruined every pickup game in America, with kids doing double and triple step backs thinking that's not traveling and not playing any defense. So I think there's a way of getting the bag and playing with some respect for the game. Robert Ory, Big Shot Bob, was always a role player. You want to be a winner? Yes. But do you want to ring hop to different teams to get those rings? I don't think Robert Ory did that. He just happened to be a good, solid piece to good teams and got blessed with 7 championships because he played with the Rockets, he played with the Spurs, and he played with the Lakers, and he made big shots at every spot. Never an all-star, won't be in the Hall of Fame, but he can go any city in America and people will say Big Shot Bob. James Harden, on the other hand, the beard, the money, the lifestyle he lived as far as being a single bachelor at the strip club every night, acting crazy, not getting no championships, but getting his money. Signature tennis shoes, MVPs, all-star games, all that good stuff. No real win, no winning, characteristic. His style will never win a championship. So how do you want to be remembered? There had to be a way. So if Robert Ory played in today's era, he would have $200 million. But James Harden is a beneficiary of today's pay scale. There are a lot of guys in the 80s and 90s that played at a high level that did not make $100 million. So that's another factor to the point. Well, whose career would you rather have? Well, put Robert Ory in today's era and he makes 7 championships bouncing around. He'd be Alex Caruso. Get a championship with the Lakers, get a championship with the OKC Thunder. I think Alex Caruso's career is looking pretty sweet right now.
Facts.
Sweet brother Noomsy's in the building. I appreciate you, man.
So,
love to see Legacy continue. Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I gotta give James Washington a call about the show and to make this thing livelier than what it was. Give AC2 his own show. I'll get back to doing my show, and then we'll do another show where we come together. That's 3 shows. More money, more money, more money.
Money. Yeah.
Shout out again, Coach Cobb. Hey, I appreciate it, man. And a special shout out to AC too, right here, man, because he basically coached the kids this morning in the weight room. Our first training session. How'd you feel, Alex, leading the kids?
I just showed them everything that guys before me showed me. So that's all I did. I just went about it the right way. Just used all the things certain things that I stood out to me when I was first learning those movements, and they really benefited me. So shout out to Coach Ethan Page, Coach Greg Washington, guys like that. That just got me right when it comes to strength and conditioning. I don't really know a whole lot about it. I just know what movements feel good on the body, get you going, and I just implemented them this morning. That's it.
The kids were so impressed. They went and told the administration, and I got a phone call saying your son has to get cleared to do the coaching in the weight room. So now you gotta do TB test, you gotta do CPR, you gotta do everything coaches do if you're gonna be coaching. So I say, hey, you have a whole career to worry about these next couple years. So that's up to you. If you want to get that stuff done, we can get it done. If not, just let me know, and we'll get those lifts in. Again, I'm old school, man. I came from Coach Don Norford, and we had some different types of lifts back in the day, and they got the job done. We were still explosive, but I think the new and improved techniques are injury prone free. Like they're the kind of exercises that prevent injury. And that's why I wanted them to see you do it first, and now they can kind of, see the tempo, the intensity necessary for them to be effective. But I know we got a whole lot more in store. Coach Greg sends me my workout plan. Tomorrow we'll be on the field for the first time, so I get to see him run around a little bit, have them do some Brandon Adams kind of calisthenics and stretching, get them running, get them a little bit tired, and I'm going to see who can throw the ball. It'll be a new era for no-walk football. No more double wing. We're going to throw the football a little bit. And I have my good buddy, Thurston Hollis III, is going to orchestrate that offense. And I know he has some tricks up his sleeve, so I want to see what he got planned. I'm also going to borrow from your new coach. Now that cat's out the bag at Whittier, implementing double tight ends and making defenses scared to death that we're going to run the ball down their throat, and we turn around and throw the football to the fastest tight end in the history of football. So I got Kenyon Sadiq's numbers. Here's your challenge, Alex. Kenyon Sadiq's. In high school, he was 6'3". In college, he was 6'3". He was 221 in high school. He's 240 right now. 241. His 40-yard dash in high school was 4.69. And now he runs a 4.39. His 10-yard shuttle was 1.67. His 10-yard shuttle now is 1.54. His vertical in high school was 33.2. That sounds a lot like you. When you were first starting out, you didn't know how to do the vertical. And now his vertical is 43.5. 11-inch increase. His broad jump went from 10 feet 1.5 inches to 11 feet 1 inch. So a whole foot. So the improvement of being at Oregon and training for the combine, this man became the most freakish tight end of all time. I'm going to challenge you tonight. AC2, you are 6'3" and some change. You weigh what, 230?
Yes.
And your last time running a 40 was in the 4.4 range for high 4.3 hand time. Your 10-yard shuttle was about 1.6 or 1.7. Your vertical was what, 35 or something like that? This is when you were 17 or 18 years old. And your broad jump was around what, 10, 9, 10?
10-2.
10-2. These are the goals, man. These are the standards. So we're challenging you today on Philly T's birthday, 3326. I want to see you beat all these numbers. The only one you're not going to beat is the height and weight. We don't need to be 240. I think 235 is your number. But I believe you can run a 4.35 and go down in combine history as the fastest tight end of all time. Are you up for
I'm more worried about my height. I'm more worried about my height. I take my shoes off, and because my feet are flat, y'all, I lose 3 inches. We measured me again when I put my shoes back on, and I was almost 6'5". So that's kind of crazy. Like the fact that when I take my shoes off and I'm just on my flat feet, I go all the way down to 6'2" in about maybe 3/4. Is that what it was?
I think so. You did drop at least 2 inches.
That is insane to me. And I need to perfect the technique to where I can get my full height. Because guys that I'm taller than in game, when we all have cleats on, I'm 2 inches shorter than them when it was time to measure. Like, that doesn't make no sense to me. So we're going to get that right.
All it is, I think, is the arch support in the shoe, the sole of a shoe, and the shoe makes you on your toes, because most shoes have a thicker sole at the back. So when you step on your tippy toes, you automatically go up. So you being flat-footed, you take those shoes off, that whole heel goes down, that whole distance. So even though the front of the shoe is not very long, very, very thick, the back of those shoes you had on is close to 2 inches. So I think that's where it is.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I can wear any pair of shoes, any of them, 6'4". At least 6'4". I promise you.
So you're gonna have to find a way to stand upright, the top of your neck to the top of your skull, and clench your butt cheeks real tight and get you up back in the air, and don't slouch at all. You can get 6'3".
I gotta stretch my neck out a little bit, but we'll see.
You look 6'5" in sneakers. The peopleization. Mike said Robert was traded to the Lakers and was a free agent when he signed with the Spurs. He knew the role and played it at the highest level. Harden doesn't have the mindset of a champion. Luka is a new Harden without the MVP. Luka doesn't have an MVP? Ouch. And ain't gonna get one neither. Love you. That young man sounds like Barry White. Oh no. Barry White. Play your game. Playing a game. 4.39. Yeah, for a tight end. Get that man to rock. 43.5 inch vert. Yes, for a tight end. That's gonna be scary, man. Dr. Frazier said, I'm hoping you better than Vic. Coach. Oh, that's to me. Coach Vic, I don't think his heart was all the way in it. But we saw the contrast between Coach Deshaun Jackson and Michael Vick. What would you say was the contrast from your perspective? Being someone that played for Coach Jackson at Delaware State, going against Coach Vick at Norfolk State. What was the biggest difference?
Passion and care. Coach Jack cared. Coach Vick saw it as a test run. He was dipping his foot in the water, seeing if this was something he truly cared about. Coach Jack was 100% in it. He poured everything he had into us, and is continuing to do so. Shout out to him. Shout out to Coach Clark, all those guys over at Delaware State. They're doing everything that they can to make sure that program is flipped around, and you can see the results. With our last season, we did things that people didn't even think we were going to do. We were projected to go last in the conference. Went to the championship, so it's like it's only up from there. Shout out to those guys. I hope they're doing great. They
are. We saw on social media, Coach Page getting them right in the weight room. They're gonna be just fine. And Coach Jack and his staff are playing the game. They're playing chess. They turned the whole roster over again, brought in some good talent, and they're gonna do the same thing they did last year: run the football, throw it when they need to, and play good defense. That's football. Don't let special teams mess it up. That's football. And Michael Vick, on the other hand, seems so hands off. Kind of like just letting it happen. If it happens, it happens. Coach Jack was trying to kick dudes off the team and fight them and all kind of stuff, man. I saw the passion. The passion was there. Mike Staff said you're not 6'3" because he's 6'3", so you're 6'4". There, it's done.
I'm 6'4" at the doctor, but whenever it's time to measure for anything football related, I go down to 6'2". That's got to stop. Like, there's got to be some sort of strategy sheet I can do, because whenever I wear shoes, I'm taller than everybody. It doesn't matter what shoes we're wearing. When we wear shoes, I'm standing over you. But when it's time to measure, I'm 2 inches shorter than everybody. So I'm like, I need some help. So if anybody knows how to properly measure at the NFL Combine, please let me know, because I cannot, especially at the tight end position, I cannot clock in at 6'2".
I promise you, you put on 2 pairs of socks. You slap on some second skin on the bottom of your feet, 2 pairs of socks, you be all right. You'll be 6'3" and a half. Sweet brother Noomsy said that makes sense. When I see you at church, you tower over me. I'm 6'3". Okay, I get it now. It still ain't explaining why you dropped 2 inches. It's supposed to be 1 inch, but you dropped 2, so we got to figure that out. Petey said Netflix International. Netflix is international, that's why they got so much money?
Yes.
Is that why I see so many Indian programs on my Netflix? Like, they think I'm Habib because my middle name's Abdul? It's racist, man. The Graybeard's in here. What up, fam? Congrats on the new gig. I appreciate you. I wish you coach offensive line. It is hard to find an offensive line coach at this point in the year when everybody has a job already. So if anybody knows an offensive line coach, I might even need a D-line coach, because all my defensive guys are in jobs. I got to find some guys actual gigs in order for them to coach, because they're at a place that's paying them. That's the difference between public and private school. I can't pay these guys, so I'm asking them to come play for peanuts, gas money. So it's going to be rough, but at the same time, I got 11 offensive linemen. An O-line coach's dream. They're not all varsity, but they're big kids. Some of them JV, and then we got some kids coming in as freshmen. So if you want to coach some kids up, holla at your boy. Lakers now on a 22-4 run in the clutch minutes right now. Mike, you keep telling me basketball scores, and I told you I'm kind of over basketball because a lot of this stuff seemed like tanking to me. Sweet Brother Noomsy sent me the score. The Sixers, I don't know who they were playing if they're down by 50. And I said, why is that even on TV? When the Sixers don't feel like playing, it's obvious. It's ugly. Kill the process. It's over with. Alex, how is it at that HBCU? How was it at that HBCU?
At Delaware State, it was great. Food was good. The weather was nice. It got hectic, but you could tell the love was there. We worked hard, and it paid off. I think, would I change anything? No, everything happened the way it happened. Just looking for a better fit for me. I don't wish nothing bad to happen to those guys. I hope they keep on winning, keep on succeeding. But as far as what I'm looking to accomplish when it comes to the game of football, I knew it was best for me to do that somewhere else. So,
pivot. You had to pivot and do something a little bit different. And I think you made the right decision, because now you're looking scary at the tight end position. Downright scary. D-Mac Fight in the house. You know. Mike Staff said posture helps your height right away. Shoulders roll back and you gain at least half an inch. Hey,
let's go to fix that.
Sit up tall. Everybody sit up tall. Get it out, chest out. Mike Stat says Sixers were losing to the Spurs, and Wemby and them guards are scary. Man, Castle and them guys, man. Sheesh. Is there a weakness? He said it's always something. It is always something. Always. When is it not something? Once again, man, check the earlier part of the chat. Support my man, Mooley, Chris Alexander's daughter's trip to Ghana. There's a GoFundMe in the link. And you can't go wrong helping somebody and their task to do good. I believe that's everything we wanted to talk about today. Unfortunately, our country is trying to go to war. So keep the country in your prayers that we would stay out of harm's way, and that our administration would use some common sense and use Congress and use the people that got some sense and some history about how this stuff works, so we don't lose all our allies. Is it the time to do these things? I'm not in office, man. I'm not into politics. I think it's a bunch of rich nose blowers making decisions based on power.
Yep.
So all I can really do about it is pray. I have a lot of friends who post one side, the other friends post another side, and it's just a bunch of posting while we're still looking at the foolishness in our face. Like the term is play in my face. They are playing in our faces. So we should just take it? Man, I hope things change drastically, man. So I'll pray about change. All right. So any final words? You probably want to go throw the football around. Or are you done for tonight?
I low-key kind of want to throw it. We'll see.
All right. Well, we'll make it happen if need be. Thank everybody for tuning in to AC Sports Live, AC1, AC2, on this Philly Tea Day. Once again, my dad's birthday is March 3rd. AC2's birthday is coming up. He's going to be turning 21. Yep. Watch out. That's going to be a grown man over there. But it doesn't feel like it. It feels like, you're still my little boy. I know you're about to step into manhood in a couple of days, and the sky's still the limit for you, bro. Any fast last words?
Just make sure that you're evaluating your time with your loved ones, like we talked about last week. You see guys dying every day. There was a guy at Colorado who lost his life in a car accident not too long ago. So I want to say rest in peace. I want his name to be said.
I think you sent it. Did you send it to me?
I'll go ahead and search it up real quick.
No, you didn't send it to me.
It was Dominique Ponder. Dominique Ponder lost his life in a car accident a couple of days ago. I believe it was 2 days ago. I just want to say, just stay safe. Always just enjoy your time that you spend with people, because you never know what's going to be the last one. That was a very sad situation to witness. Obviously, everybody on the road isn't always in the safest position. So I just wanted to say, like, if you can, please drive as safely as possible, because we are losing people every single day to car accidents. Make sure that you're checking in on people. We're losing people every day to suicide and other things like that. So it's just like, value the time that you have people, and remind people that that their lives are important to you. Because you never know when it's somebody's time to go. So that's all I wanted to say.
Amen. And still piggybacking on that men's mental health. I'm not sure of this young man's situation, but I know he was driving at 3 a.m. So if we can avoid the danger zones and the danger timelines and the danger scenarios, and maximize our chances by making sure we had enough rest making sure we are somewhere before 1 a.m. Whatever we can do, do that. And as far as our mental space, where we are as far as where we stand in this universe and where we stand in our personal walks with Yeshua, if we have that relationship, is to stay in our lane and receive what he has for us, not trying to make things happen too fast. Let things happen as they should, and being content with the blessings that are bestowed upon you, man. I told a quick testimony at church on Sunday that I needed to get a vertical jump machine, and I started pricing them out, and just kind of being patient, looking around. And there's a baseball training facility next door to our church, and they had a Vert Max. And I said, well, I looked on my Facebook marketplace, and there was a baseball Vert Max listing. It said nearby. I look out the window, and there it is, as we're sitting at the table eating lunch. So I make a call, say, hey, how much do you want for it? They said $250. I said, will you take $200? They said, call the owner and see if we can negotiate that down. So I went over, talked to the guys, and then I got another text that says, hey, I remember you. You're next door. For you, it's free. And I was like, what? Okay, so you sure? He's like, just send me a receipt so we can get a tax write-off, and it's yours. So I was just kind of like, ain't God good? When you pay your tithes and offerings and you're good, you go into things with a good attitude, good things happen. That's kind of what we mean by not making things happen, not having a bad perspective on nothing in life, not expecting anything in life, just kind of just loving the space that you're in. So mentally, be chill, expect good outcomes, and not so wrapped up into everything being life or death in the moment. Just kind of take things as they go. I could have got mad this morning when kids came in to the weight room late, but I'm thinking to myself, man, I know how it is as a parent to get my kid to a workout. It ain't always easy. So hey, do the best you can. We're gonna rock with what you got, and we're gonna get the workout in at some point. There's always a way to get the results that you need, and not to get too upset and bent out of shape about things, because that's gonna make your hair turn gray and make your eyes black and make your wrinkles come in. To stay young, fit, and ready to rock, don't take everything so serious, man. It's time to turn it on, though, when it's time to turn it on and work. But in the meantime, take everything easy peasy, man. All right, that's our show. So DMAC5 says, you be my son, my baby boy, no matter how old you are, even after you're 50. Yep. So me and my wife say about our kids, no matter how old you guys get, you are our kids, our babies, and we love you. All right, y'all, that's our show. Thank you for tuning in. We'll holler at y'all next week.
All right, see y'all.
Peace.